Grandpa, are fairy tales real?
Got talked into going out with hopes you were staying.
Alam mo ko lang ulit silsel beklade tegit chel talk show dulngil mlamay ela kadong ol ko yung kumlam sang rusyang mong mo open na program ka damalmon ela sils kapo rusyang malunglit sils
malunglit sils spider qabay musulang at karteal sa dalmut may al Friday tanga asar to the last talk show gid kan OMKAR mang waya last Friday ang atang ang mga David Moses serving ma Pastor Balbu Santario. sera last Friday at May lo omulit yan OMKAR initiative talk show emle open lo ba o sel ora OMKAR le outreach el ansil sera tukuk mum sadra sel MHHS sel mind body spirit healing sel care knowledge based care ma aktik mo igal kora mo o isip mo sing Russell mo team talk show gid hindi nga ka mo utal ol ko yung masanga Mr. Dave Moses niya acting chief division psychosocial rehab and behavioral health mo detail mind body spirit healing knowledge based care part that yan OMKAR initiative regal red ribbon month gid David.
So thanks, Rish. So the two themes for today are the mind, body, and spirit, and then the knowledge-based care. So there's two parts for that. The first one is mind, body, and spirit. So usually when we think about health, we think about like physical health, right? Taking care of your own body. But then there's two other parts that we forget about. It's the mind and the spirit. And so when you only take care of like one part of your body, it's like when you go shower. Imagine if you shower and you only wash your feet. It's like you need to take care of the entire thing to be a healthy person. And so when we're talking about health, we need to focus on how do we take care of ourselves like physically, how do we take care of ourselves mentally, and how do we take care of ourselves spiritually. And then the second part of that is knowledge-based care. Now, the difference between knowledge-based care and just regular care is if you have the knowledge. Now, knowledge can look like a lot of different things. It can be professional knowledge. Like when you need to go to the hospital, you want to see a doctor. You don't want to see someone on the side of the road to like diagnose you and then give you meds. And then if you want to like, for other knowledge-based care, like for example, if you're asking for spiritual help, you usually would go to church and speak to one of the pastors there, or one of the priests, and things like that. So when you receive care, you want to receive the best care you can kind of get. And so you usually seek out what we call experts, the people who know what they're talking about.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome. So mind, body, and spirit. Obviously, when we're talking about mind, body, and spirit, we want to talk about it in the sense of how do we heal, right? And so it's a holistic approach, I think, is another way that we can talk about this mind, body, and spirit healing. And as far as the knowledge-based care, it's very interesting. We say knowledge-based care, and in a nutshell, it's how do you apply the knowledge so you benefit from it. This is the knowledge-based care. It's the what you know and applying that knowledge to improve yourself, and then you said something that when the knowledge that you have and you possess in yourself, is exhausted and you still need care beyond that, that's when, having that knowledge to ask for help and asking for that appropriate help, as you have mentioned. So since you're talking about mind, body, and spirit, we're fortunate to have Dr. Bing here. So in his expertise, we will ask him to share about mind and body, or physical health and mental health, and how we can take care of ourselves as individuals, mind and body, and also in his professional capacity.
Okay. Thank you, Rishang. Well, as they have said, it's important for us to maintain our physical and mental health. Okay, and there are certain things that we can do on our own, like in our homes, in order for us to be able to take good care of ourselves, physically and mentally. Okay, one should develop a daily routine and structure, meaning you create a routine like your sleep should be regular, okay, because sleep is the one that recharges us for the next day, and that's why it's very important for us to have good sleep. Okay, and then walking. If you have a schedule for walking, that's a good exercise. And then the meal times is also important. Scheduling your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, almost at the same time would have the because we have our sleep cycle, right? And our digestive system also knows when it's time for us to eat breakfast, lunch, dinner. If we are on a regular schedule, and that also signals the body to release the enzymes that are needed for digestion. So if you miss a meal, then that might offset the rhythm of our digestive system. But if we maintain a regular eating schedule, then that would also help in digesting our foods that we eat. Okay, and then we should set small, achievable goals. Okay, you can break your large tasks into smaller tasks so that every time you fulfill a small goal, then there's this sense of accomplishment, for fulfillment, so that it makes you feel good, right? Then you also have to dedicate spaces for your work and hobbies. So you separate your working area from the place that you would be doing your relaxation, because it's like conditioning the brain. It's like when you're in your work area, you're conditioned to work in that place, and when it's time to relax, then you go to your relaxation area, and it sends a signal to the brain that it's time for you to relax, and it will also signal some release of those hormones that are good for the relaxation, right? Now, it's very important for the physical health to maintain regular exercises, right? A good body flow would mean the distribution of oxygen to our whole body and our mind, which is very important. And that's also the way to distribute the nutrients that we have digested, right? When there's a good oxygenation, a good blood flow, that makes us feel more alert and healthier, of course, right? And then we can also do certain meditation techniques like deep breathing, muscle relaxation techniques, right? And then just like what I said about eating, you have to eat well, a balanced diet, and of course you have to hydrate yourself in order for us to maintain our physical health, because it's very important for us to replace the nourishment that we have acquired, and through eating a balanced diet, then we replenish those nutrients, right? And then, of course, hydration is very important because if you are dehydrated, then it can also lead to some you'd be prone to infections, right? And also weakness. You'd feel weak, and particularly the elderly, they are prone to dehydration, so they should be drinking more, right? Okay, so and of course, getting outdoors or getting the sunshine that we need, vitamin D from the natural vitamin D from the sun, so that keeps us awake and feeling good. And then there's such a thing as the social and emotional being. That's very important to consider. Okay, so that means you should stay connected with your family members, friends, and acquaintances. You can do that through phone calls, video calls. It's good that we have this technology these days, and getting in touch with those we are close with is easier. But of course, we need to be in constant communication with them so that we can feel the support from one another, right? And of course, it makes us feel good when we connect with our families and our friends. Then, speaking about media services, well, there's sometimes too much social media can also be bad, right? So we should limit our use of social media and be more interactive in terms of having a person-to-person contact, if that's more possible, because it's really different when you're face-to-face with those people that you interact with. So you get to learn more from each other and show your love and care for each other, right? And then, of course, practice gratitude. Okay, that is something that makes you feel good. When you start to appreciate the small things, small blessings that come your way, then you will have this sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. And just like if you consider a small blessing and add another small blessing that you have, then it will just turn out to be a big blessing after all, right? So there's a cumulative effect to that. So it's good if you are able to be thankful about the small things or any opportunity that makes you feel good, right? Now, you have to create also environment which is relaxing, okay, by decluttering your space, okay, those things that you don't need, then maybe you can pull these together and throw them away. It's up to you how you dispose, but by keeping your things organized, by decluttering, that will help you have this organized sense of being organized, and of course, it makes you feel more at ease with your workplace. Okay. Then the experts would also recommend aromatherapy, those scented candles, it might help, right? And oils that bring out those scents that are soothing to the senses, right? So that's one way also of appreciating and keeping us or making us feel good when we inhale or smell those beautiful scents. And they said that the lavender or rose can be calming to our nervous system. So what they say is that those are the scents that are preferred, lavender and rose. But of course, it's up to you, because if it also depends upon your memory. If some scent or if the smell reminds you of something that makes you feel good, or somewhere from your past that it has a positive effect on you, right? Okay. And lastly, you can also have or think about hobbies that you maybe hobbies that you used to do that you have maybe set aside for now, but maybe that's something that you should revisit so that it will make you feel good. And of course, when you're enjoying your hobbies, then that's also something that will make you mentally healthy, right? And And also, if there are certain hobbies that you want to get into, then this might be the time for you to get into it. And, if you get to enjoy it, then that's also a positive thing, giving a sense of satisfaction and fulfillment. And those are just some of the things that could make you take care of your body physically and mentally.
Very good. That was a lot, and we started by defining what it was, and then like the other way of saying mind, body, and spirit healing is a holistic approach, and we do not address it because we have a holistic approach. We address it because this is the composition of a person. Like you have a mind, you have a body, and you have a spirit. And one thing, if you're just joining us, that I want to reiterate that the doc said that really stood out is consistency. We have to be consistent, and we have to have a schedule, because our body also works on a schedule, and everything that we do has to be conditioned, and conditioning also makes us successful. And the little accomplishment compounds into motivation, and then establishing it as a habit, so it doesn't just be us taking care of ourselves and healing after the fact. It becomes a lifestyle that elevates you from, this level to this level, where you are achieving your health without going to the doctor, without working at it, because the very lifestyle that you lead is health, so it promotes health, it begets health. So very good. And the attitude of gratitude, very good. Appreciating the small things, when you're occupied by appreciating the small things, it gives you a positive attitude. 1, 2, you are less likely to notice the not so positive things, because you're occupied by giving thanks to the things that are going right and going well, and then attention on the things that are not going so well becomes like motivation to, hey, I need to get help, right? So we've covered the mind and the body. Now we want to give Pastor Palru Sandayo a chance to talk about the spirit of a person and how we deal with the spirit and heal the spirit or build it up.
Okay, so I will be speaking in Palawan, so
Yes, please.
Palawan hearer this afternoon will understand the way I explain the spirit. Also, we'll have to separate the spirit and soul. There's a difference between soul and spirit. Ari akakaraw sa klangar maring. Akmos mo moblakatak lan mura. Seldo subra edaluk, malibig seldo subra Biblia. Para mo understand el mula se maring yak lakakaraw sa asol mas spirit. Okay, nga asol. Aklangar, asol aklangar. Aklangar sel rulia ada maar mong ngar. Rogul ada di ngaring itira sol. Marogul marogul tri lang ngaring itira sol. Luul mataak. Di sel lamada sol. Sel lamada at etyal sola ama. Okay, a spirit refer more Holy Spirit. Edaw ring. Mendiagal sabeela aadal diagal ultirak la first John 5 ra 12 and 11 and 14. El dulwasen ngarinya spirit ringi. Le Yohanes amal blagatak pasengelo bang alegela. Gelo bangal ang aring iringi yaklangan. Ingel dia kalau bang alegela Dios, adia karingi yaklangan. May meaning dia kal sabe laat el claim kung aringi eda reng aringi rarungul al sumi dia kalau marang ra Jesus Christus. Okay, in that area, iglesia so is lolong se raat mo understand the process ra eternal life maluben dia ka ulo banglek langar mo sabel nguwa mo understand pula singa ka gire kal ngar wak de susul mo sabele le Luka chapter 1 akulwa say ngai gid Yohanes el tol bam Lukas ngai gid nga ka di mal ol bro mi lo baral hindi ngai gid gel lo uri nga kalmay amo mal ol bro mi lo pa ito ring hindi ka ngot all adal sa beel el baptize raat with the Holy Spirit unless en klaw marang nga ra Jesus Christus Ulma chan 14:6 en pula 1 en pasela kalubuti kalarang mi o marara tamak Dios e direkto mo marana siya nga ring niya di ako lupong neta okay mamakara nga mo sa beel mati garabuto mo o malat maalak pelarong el losi garingin nga iglesia maldi imala a Dios el muru raureo di definition raya church maluben definition raya iglesia ngara 1 Corinthians sa chapter 6 sa verse 19 ma-20 kumasekaw templo ra Dios el mloar na mringal el ngarat yal mringal rasa ela Jesus Christus seguidia o ay sa kulwase sa beel maungilak langar rakaw sa beel matigra tingar lo malak sa beel maguruliyak langar rakaw ngarat tingin na Dios el mo o resilient malubi ka mo sa beel lot ngak latoy even though ko ngara alsel aroguil toy and din mo sa emolot matli ya ka muruliak langar rakaw mo masangal mo madengek mula si o tiang at ya kalungir ra rodengek dia kalungir ra reng nga dia kalmat sa spirit dia kalmat sa physical malu el soul yang adi mo mo tirak langar nga aul mong tawag to tele lar ada wolo tengel mula si al sogo marogul toy mliwek krigida mot murko ranges mo sa akla ay iglesia dia kalgil motmur dengan ul mundia kalgil motmur malarang eso na Dios el motmur rak langar ang suma ada matig sa igil ngeso mo ngilar ngul ngukyal ngeso ay iglesia en mo masanga maral complete el change rak langar mo madengel pulo singara akantil en ara kunyolela away sa decision al megali le iglesia de alolis akra adal mo intelligent ay iglesia olis akra adal mo o wise malubang mo malom sa ngulol mo sa beelel tong iya makit emoroy din mangayak la kakaro sa wisdom ma intelligence malubang understanding a wisdom come from may ngararu and the intelligence of subira classroom ma university Ramo platak kan dia.
Oo, ngayon mo tuwan na la chetit ay gidele intelligence ma wisdom al so al sharing.
Oo, baka
intelligence wagen dilung at ngura school ngura book sa ngurge. Di ay intelligence. A wisdom, how do you apply it?
Yes.
Say a wisdom. So intelligence you can get anywhere. A true wisdom is how do you apply that knowledge sa mo.
Yes.
Man to kagan man ko. Ngin makamnam sa tra spirit ng tila ay kita through lele leng suwakan muta mga taklit mo kita nga kyangal ngara tel timir kita say no to drugs by say kita nga tel ul makamnam sa tra mind, body and spirit matok tangam lo nga te lelo ay sa yan umot maklela apatingeda mo the sweat you know mategi del tokora held ya kawamen urang lityan lulyang nga eta rengan ni lulyang nga rengan ni just spirit ring so ay gero ko dilo toktang dimla ka taratamil blood bus iya medicine mind ma spirit leng imama den may rato be blood men lang dimla ka drugs nga ring you know like yes our drugs are maknit yes, ang nga tamang necessary. Ang mga nga hospital, ang mga nga medicine, ang nga time it's necessary for toktang prescribe a medicine. You know, it nga subi sa igid knowledge-based care. Ay usad at toktang ay basic healthcare. Alam mga tmokrabek kalsils. Mang already ka mga tmok lay garabit consins say gid lulukor niya pastor po kwase ngarngyari ngarkaw selbam understand that moy garo yung ngargel may maklisi ang ngargel may mangarang aklisi gyaro gir process rak lang ngarang ka mangarang kamran mo tigarabut ala ka mamatangay mo kwase ngarang ay gel sab may gel gal sab masel kayal sab akmo budulke uwa ngeso itay gid lulukor niya pastor po kwase karo sara eda ring ma astol tal spirit ma astol ngel eternal lo sa nga pastor proclaim ngel eternal God niya minas kauset lang au ulo mang mga nga bud lengel la baro kulisi dim na kalos pe anges dim na kalos pe blueprint dim na lo memorable act he did not need any help lo memorable act niya Dios lo tong ni lo la baro kulisi ay gito si Dios ada bluko le para a health check up da bluko lo mo da bluko lo iway ngay gid all powerful all knowing all able God having that understanding amran muskawa po talaga batangay mo nga ultimate power person lingay madaygen sabe may gel gudangay madu oranga engi adir ka sabe engi adir ka owadigan gel dilo nga pastor mo you gotta be in him to benefit I get rohui matagi din knowledge sa wisdom intelligence sa wisdom mo ngay mo kwase kawa nga nga Dios sa kaw matsuko mga nga Dios sa kaw ya prayer ay mo daw urkaw Biblia maedal uklay kaya mo daw urkaw templo Yubati is a temple ano na like siya adoro ko yung adoro ko yung aklaw marang amot magtirigaya body of Christ tirigaya udilay siya tirigaya udilay siya hindi ako dong material holistic approach sa malut per se ayero uy layers raab nangawan time leto sa spiritual health malumang spirit raab and edole laab itself sacredness ra itself being maaman sulang etel gamit takaw ang wigit more knowledge based care Bakluto at taan ng masanga David, mangmutan mos mo diya knowledge based care, or drugs. In the sense of saying no to drugs, dahil dali o tilak lang
O kabila sa title.
kabila, lala mangital ka. Yeah, so connected now to the knowledge-based care and our OMKAR initiative in this Red Ribbon Month before we proceed on how we apply this knowledge.
So that's a tough question connecting it because throughout everything we're talking about, all I'm thinking is everything is connected. Like we said, like the holistic approach you mentioned before, right? So it's like when you Dr. Bing mentioned a lot of like ways you self-care before, right?
Yes.
So for example, how does taking care of yourself by exercising, by eating good, relate to like cleaning your house?
Cleanliness.
Because everything is connected in some way. When you clean your house, first off, like it looks good. When you come to your house at the end of work and you're tired and you see a good house, you feel nice. At the same time, when your house is clean, that means that there's no roaches going around. There's no rats that want to come inside your house. That means there's no dust, so you're less likely to get sick. So it impacts you physically as well. And if you have a clean house because you take care of it a lot of time, when you need to clean your house, now you have to spend less time for it, meaning you have more free time. So if it's Sunday, you can go to church. Everything is connected.
Right.
Yeah.
Very good. Because, you were talking about cleanliness and having that being organized and decluttering your home. The very fact about coming home to a clean house, to a house that is in order, already takes care of more than half of your stress. So if your stress is low or manageable or then you will not be looking for other things to lower the stress, relieve the stress, because your very life already promotes that stress-free life. Because you already took the initiative to declutter, you had a good night's sleep, you had a good meal, you had time to get direct sunlight, this vitamin D, and you're connected, so you feel the value, you feel love, you feel like you matter, and you connect. And this is all by design, like what Pastor said, like we are created, and the Creator made us this way, made us social beings that need to be connected to each other. Because he began by just creating Adam. And then he saw that Adam needed a person. So he proceeded to create Eve. Based on that fact, we know that we need to be connected to another. And the previous talk shows when we came, I stress that we are here for another. You are meant for another. Like how you didn't go get a cell phone or a SIM card so you can call yourself. You got a SIM card so somebody else can call you. So you can be available to somebody else. So you can be there for somebody else. And this is not because, I should go get a cell phone so somebody should call me. We already designed to want to connect, to want to socialize. This is why in popular I got social media. It's because of the need to socialize, to be connected to another. So that's exactly what knowledge-based care is. Taking care of self-care, the ones that you can do on your own by yourself all the time, every time. But like what Dr. Bing said, it has to be consistent. You have to have a plan. You have to do it all the time. The more conditioned you are to do it, the less of a task it becomes, and the more lifestyle it becomes. The more routine, so it's mindful, and it happens without you having to think about it, without you having to planning. Moksergaw. Simple as waking up in the morning and the first thing you do is drinking water, taking a shower, brushing your teeth, getting breakfast. There has to be that routine. But waking up in the morning doesn't mean so long as I wake up. You have to be standard and release at 5:30 every day, all the time, every time. This is how routine it has to be. How consistent it has to be. Maong because your body already has a circadian system cycle. This is your sleep cycle. And your body already knows that. Now you condition your body so pajama, and we have to brush our teeth, they offer light. So you don't go to your bed and get on your phone. You don't go to your bed and play games. Lebet is meant for relaxation. It's meant for sleep. The dinner table is meant for eating. Other things in the room at dinner table. This is what the doctor said. Like routine, may get routine. So you are conditioned to that. The more conditioned you are, the more routine, the more structure you have, the less you fail. Pero kung plan if you don't have a plan, you're not gonna do it. They have to have a plan. The ones who want to lose weight, and they have to have a plan. I'm a walking contradiction. So, plan plan exercise, physical activity, knowledge-based care. It's one thing to know it. You don't benefit until you apply it. At so kung di madingay, matadiyang ka, ang nga mo ay kagong. Nakakman madingay, kung di ka ginakan mga ikan, hindi ka ginakan makalang, selta may excuse. Apply the knowledge that you know, maka-benefit ay kan knowledge. Leo di mo dingay, nakamaruleng makarang. Fruits, may yasay, total healthy. We all know fruits and vegetables are good for you. But if it stays at the produce aisle, It's not good for you. You gotta eat it to benefit from the fruits and vegetables. It's only good for you if you eat it. So apply the knowledge. Knowledge-based care, at the end of the day, in a nutshell, now let's bring it back to say no to drugs. Everybody knows drugs is bad for you. Last time when we came, we asked the doc to talk about addiction and substance use addiction particularly. And he said it was a complex problem. It was a complex problem because it affects the user, it affects the family of the user, it affects the community of the user, the coworkers of the user. It's that complex of a problem. But it begins with somebody taking the drugs. So man makitsel o mun merangarem, man makitsel o mun mabaluula karakaringem, because then it throws off the whole cycle, the whole system. Why say the whole routine of living and experiencing and hurting. So mo necessary services sa David, mo necessary services sa doctor, abing, direct mo necessary mo. Ayan siya. And when everything else fails, others will fail. He will never fail. Maulo mo, Salvador Sadra, mind, body, and spirit, it's important to know what is true failure. Le, arogul Cristiano, amadingit mo, if you got Christ, you got everything that you need. If you got Christ, having Christ and not, hindi ka mo marangangin 100%, you don't have Him. Nagsama din mo liya, yes, hindi lang kang matangali, larong mo, mga niya po, larong mo, hindi wa nga kang matangalik, muras ko, hindi ka sabi kang makanli, hindi ka understanding ang nakaras ko. Mind, body, and spirit healing happens together. Hindi ka sabi, nagkakayak din happen. Why ka natilong nga, David? Hindi ka sabi, kung smoke ramen, wala ka mga smoke pretend, but nga meron here. Hindi ka sabi, hindi ko clear physical health ka, neglect how the swim emotions ka. If we're being really honest, I think it's safe to say there is no health without mental health. There is no health without mental health because it all begins here. Not everybody has a physical ability, mental ability. Health is when you have a balance of all. Ma-understanding how to be able to manage your abilities and your limitations and applying the knowledge of what you do have to benefit you and working out on the self-care and other things and knowing when to ask for the help you need. All of which are important to help you. Adang pastor, a clown. I'm not just saying no to drugs, but saying no more again mo ngay mundial giraman mo so sa bringi dial giraman mo maruta. Right? If we're being really truthful and honest with ourselves, it's easy to say no to the things we don't like. It's very easy to say no to the things we don't like, even if it's good for us. Like eat your vegetables. No, I don't like margoso. Tignan mo nga margoso. No, tignan mo nga yun. It's so easy. It's easy to say no to that and stick to it. But drugs that you already know, like fentanyl, that you know, that one drop of fentanyl could kill 2 people. But once you're hooked on it, without knowledge that it's lethal, and you couldn't say no, and step back, get to your knees and pray, oh Lord, help me, because on my own, I want to do this. I need outside help to help me, per se. Because you know it's bad for you. Oh, but you want it. When it matters the most, that's when you need to put your foot down and say no. That's when we need help. That's when we need to know that, hey, I really need help. That's when can sign nga tingan nga kulara le blo lo ta sign I want that sign it choose life. Say no to drugs. That's when you need to say no to you, yes to me. You know, like choose life, choose you. Choosing you means the business around root of drugs. Means you don't choose drugs because me, I was created drug free. I was wonderfully and I say, Pastor, and fearfully made. I was bought by the precious blood of Christ. Mga precious. You know, the problem that I see is when you do not know your value. It's easy for you to matarakaklakaw. Because if you think you're worth $1 million, you're going to go and take care of that body because you know you're worth $1 million. Just like your cell phone. My cell phone is very expensive and I really like it and I really value it. I'm going to take care of it. But if you think your cell phone is junk, so where's your value? If you don't value you, nobody outside of you is going to value you. Because it starts with you. So kung mukha mo, you don't care about you, trust me, they're not going to care about you. If you start making fun of you, everybody's going to join and make fun of you. Now, if you say, hey, this is my standard. My body is a temple, and this is how I treat it. Everybody's going to be like, oh, you want to be friends with Ruth? You got to treat her this way because that's her standard. I say, so nobody outside of you is going to come and spoil you. Outside if you don't do it first to yourself. Ang una mong begin with self-care. You first. You fix you first. Then you come. There's people that are ready to help you get you where you want to be. Hey, I'm kind of already tried this and I really need to get off and I get off these drugs or get off these meds. I need help. Come, we'll help you. If you cannot do it by yourself, come. The power is in asking for the help. At the end of the day, the outcome we want is a drug-free you. The drug-free you and drug-free me is the best version of you and me. So, on this Friday afternoon, TGIF, on a beautiful day, kind of hot, but very, very beautiful. The message is clear. Choose you. Say no to drugs. Choose life. Say no to drugs. What say you? Pastor, message on Friday afternoon. You guys think about your message.
Ako modo Rusyang hindi imulto ko meron kamal blatak na pulo sa totoo aga o sigra klisi iray kri klisi ang alsem.
It's in you.
Hindi aga malil close pe ngi mal ubende selbo dolil tulo sigra aga klisi iray kri laklang ragid engmo mring ragid el ngu sel obo mo dinge kwase ka ang aring ka klisi lor ka tao hindi ako mo spare ngi isigi da mo tigra ang alsong sa marito isel bomo marar ka pula se ka sa emel lendur malwen sa emel el move forward with your own ability and strength eka mo ko tigra ka sa emel lengalak raikel tumaliak lang ako. Nanti kita ako tuklub tutlele. Ungilar other pela bolo tingi kasi temarang ngarinyar at ngongel mo mga odu el public lil kirel o sa patlel. Otab alela ungil klangar ngin dia ka ngot el factor ping ngarai krela Ikel velaw malubeng ra huriping ngarge. He's the only him in this world. Awa ade bit marugul at cloud to trail about the li aval yurgit. Masing dia ka ngot al mal ngalagem malubeng mabugum mo olem mo adam ngaskalem di mal dia kal bolway ko. Iya kan resel aklangar. Ngumila kada bolo ring se bolo ngi pasawul mo ngat yang amal malasam mo ngi puro babis be lo ay se mulo se ngarega pasul se egal matigra ngi suringi el mos misi iya ali tu mos egal dong iya tisi egal aklangar na al sila kamang tel time al sum ko ngi dios mo kada ngar el magatel e bol se egal make use aklangar rekid el gire la punyole la aklangar rekid marad el maliwek rekid a change ra aklangar imol a change ra environment. A change ra klangar ra imol up, a change ra alsela family. A change ra klangar ra imol up, amo masanga value ra klangar ringi. Saya ko toklo to tel botan stene. Tial me campaign ra balu vela rogi mlamu me kwase tanga ada do no rega da sign na ya ada ngara video lol ol tai gai gi. Adia kal dia ka da treten mal with ora muru ringi leng. Murere del dong ringi ringi. Kada meru ringi den ngaringi garmu ke tigarmu do sabak lak langan harare. Seguiría que yo hago eso el momilicía al todo el alcil se suma a solo si gramar al budo en girel el tibir rarmur el malo para claringi den ngaring dia kan lagaring le dia kan laga odala le dia kan laga ongar dia kan laga challenges en di suma aba o la cleo de sel marmul le ngel mga tmokrak langarangi e musok el moringia budor armul ya budor armul ali deringil mora ungil moktek lideril mora ungil moktek esel bolo dengelia moktek rak langarangi paseng mlamu to el gero bul connection sa to el miliwek rak langarangi sabel lungil osengel e plakatak larmul el mo
Sulang Pastor. Tak, any last words you want to say about our topics today on mind, the body and spirit healing and knowledge-based care? Closing remarks, anything?
Well, just like what we've been telling them, there is such a thing as you have to have a physically healthy mind and also mentally to be mentally healthy. Okay. And there was someone who told me, I forgot, but I overheard someone say that addiction is very hard. But I'd say that there have been those who are able to overcome addiction, and what they say is that there's addiction. There is life after addiction.
Life after addiction.
And it is beautiful.
Awesome.
Okay.
It's life after addiction. Yep, I believe that there was life before it, there would be life after. Amen. Dave, any last words?
Yeah, so over the past hour we talked a lot about like the need for self-care, the need to take care of like ourselves holistically, mind, body, spirit, the need for, like Pastor said, the difference between knowledge and wisdom. But one of the questions is, we already talked about consistency and like how we managed to do all of that. But one, like, I think it was only mentioned once by Dr. Bing, is that when you start off these kinds of things, how do you turn something that you need to do into a lifestyle? And the key is just to start. So you have to start small. The way you start is you start really small. You figure out what can you do now in the next 5 minutes, and then you just do that, and you keep doing that, and then 5 minutes becomes 10 minutes, becomes 1 hour, becomes 2 months, and that's how you build consistency. You start small.
You know, after everything that's said and done here, you know, after everything that we've mentioned, there's a time and season for everything. There's a time to be a kid. There's a time to be an adult. There's a time to learn and a time to apply. There's a time to be happy and a time to be sad. The constant is we all get 24 hours. What are you doing with your 24 hours? How is your 24 hours blessing you? How are you a blessing to another? Easy to talk about kindness. It's easy to talk about self-care. Applying it. Take care of yourself. Be grateful for the little things that you have. The more people see you that you are grateful for the little things and taking the little steps, the more you are an inspiration to another. The more you are role modeling for another. Then you become a testimony. Then you become a blessing to another. So there is a time for everything. There's a time to learn. There's a time to be down. There's a time to be up. Let's practice kindness. And let's connect and help each other. And you can start from where you're at. Lead from where you're at. Okay. Start sharing the work to others. Hey, drugs is not good for you. Hey, there's help at behavioral health. These people. Start talking. Lead where you're at. Another way you can help is joining us. For another roadside campaign. Shout out to Mortigan Oldar Sasana last week. And you know, abibir ko may ministry didal, ministry madala all bira kalulaw, madala bang kahaway, gomran sulang effort sa kami, direct kam na ngitigan na lababaldab na yan na ang ramlungoy. So gomran musulang lori katasan, we can do it if we work together and we lead from where we're at. You don't have to be in corner or katasan. I get a community from you, be the champion there. Shine your light and share more other opportunities. So again, 4:30, Ramdalabang Hawaii, come join us next week, Friday. A special guest lagi, the Senator Tapsu, So please, tune in next week, 1 o'clock, I get the Echo Paradise. Di ba kita ako na talk show gid amno sa man may share lo bang kami el afternoon atang spy yo komran musulang at kalteal God bless you and then God is Friday, be a blessing.
Okay, gumam sulang makuk next sugar Friday at Rutel May.